The language circle. Reading and writing is not just about recognizing words. Ultimately, it's about understanding and being understood. Take the word enough, for instance. It doesn't have a one-to-one sound-to-symbol correspondence, so the skill in the first circle won't get the word off the page. If it hasn't been seen with sufficient frequency, it won't exist in the sight word vocabulary, so it can't be retrieved using second circle skills. If, however, the word is surrounded by recognizable words, there may be sufficient clues to figure it out. Say if the sentence were, "The dog drank the whole bowl of milk and realized that he had more than..." A word that would make sense here would be enough. Checking the first letter would confirm that this is the likely word. The word enough often follows more than, so our world knowledge would further confirm our first assumption. This process of combination of word and world knowledge, known as context, is the most developmentally mature underlying process central to literacy. Emerging readers are often too young to have sufficient knowledge to rely on this method and must use auditory and visual cues first. This is why reading programs that rely solely on context fail. Asking pupils to make an educated guess in the absence of education is nonsensical. By instructing children to read using context only, whole generations of semi-literate people have been created. Adherence to this camp alone is the single greatest cause of decline in literacy in Western civilization. This is not to be confused with the Chomsky-Goodman ideas about whole language. They state very clearly that proficient readers and writers draw on their prior experiences with text and the other cueing systems, as well as the phonological system, as their reading and writing develops. People with low ability to comprehend, sometimes despite having good phonemic awareness and large sight word vocabularies, are also at risk of developing functional literacy at best. Tips for enhancing the third circle. Well, aside from diagnosing and remediating auditory processing and comprehension problems, building oral vocabulary is a daily task for teachers and parents. Learning the parts of speech and their relationships to one another is essential. Dictionary work is highly recommended. Also, don't be afraid to use big words in context. Here's a good example. Consider a dog passing a window while the child is with their mother. "What's that?" says the child. The mother has 10 seconds in which to do a number of things before her child's attention goes elsewhere. So she can say these things. "It's a bow wow." Or she can say, "It's a dog." Or, "It's a golden retriever." Or, "It's a male golden retriever." Or, "It's a male golden retriever from the family Canis familiaris." The list goes on, but if you consider that every moment is a teachable moment, you'd want to put as much information in there as possible. Oral vocabulary then builds comprehension, and the two build on one another. The awesome task of reading and writing requires all three of these functions to take place simultaneously and rapidly. Right here in the middle is literacy. From a developmental perspective, the best progress is made using step 1, followed by step 2, and then step 3.